I was asked yesterday what effect an increase in the minimum wage would have on the American economy, and I replied that I would try to post a response yesterday. I did record several videos, but I wasn't happy with any of them, so I'll give it another try this morning. The short answer is no one knows. The economy is too complex a system. It can't be predicted what will happen as a result of some particular action, especially this action, raising the minimum wage. There are a couple of important things to bear in mind, however. One is that the national government, the federal government, has no constitutional authority to set wage rates. It's completely outside the constitutional powers given to the Congress. The fact that they do it does not make it constitutional, and that has to be corrected, not simply in regard to their setting wages, but all the very many things that they do that are outside the Constitution. We've got to return to a constitutional republic. You can see we're headed in the direction of disasters, and it's primarily due to the fact that we have moved outside the Constitution. We have allowed our representatives to do that. So it's unconstitutional for the Congress to set wages. And the minimum wage is not really a significant issue in terms of the national economy. Now, for the individuals who are paid minimum wage, of course, it's an extremely significant fact of life. But we're talking about right now what it would do nationally. We only have about 1%. 1.5%. I've read 1%, 1.5%, 2%. We'll say 1.5% of the American workforce receiving minimum wage. So if they receive a pay increase of roughly 40%, I think is being proposed to the President and the Democratic Congress, giving 1.5% of the workforce a 40% raise probably, and here I have to say probably, getting back to the fact that we don't really know, probably would not have any significant noticeable impact on the economy. Some people believe, and there's mixed evidence, you can get arguments from various people supported by various examples, pieces of evidence. It's argued that some employers would lay people off, cut jobs, cut hours in response to a minimum wage increase that large. And that is plausible. It's intuitively plausible, because if I operate a business and labor, of course, wages are a big part of the cost of operating my business. If that cost goes up 40%, I very well might have to find some way to compensate, and an obvious way would be to try to cut back on the number of people I'm paying. Also, because this particular minimum wage increase proposal is attached to the President, and because our nation is so politically polarized right now, it's plausible, I believe, that there would be a psychological impact. People who are opposed to it, people who don't like the President, might intentionally take actions that they wouldn't otherwise take. So it could turn out to be like the butterfly effect in physics. Some very small action results in an inordinately large reaction or consequence. This was for Jimmy Jones, who asked the question, and I hope I've shed a little bit of light on it. But again, the two major answers are it's unconstitutional, and no one knows what the effect would be.